Hello, fellow human! Welcome back to another Dank Doggo / ChoosingBeggar videos. I am very curious. Do you guys know anybody who would stockpile toilet papers during this COVID-19 outbreak? The first story by Mr. Not Unhappy. Hand over the toilet paper and no one gets hurt. First, let me start by saying that this was all pure chance. By sheer coincidence, I restocked my pantry, toilet paper, and cleaning goods just before toilet paper and hand sanitizers became the newest Bitcoin. Seriously, you would think that toilet paper was the universal cure to all the ailments the way people are stockpiling it. My stocking up wasn't planned, I just hate shopping. I'm lazy and I don't enjoy going to the store, and stores are just full of people. I use the term people loosely, as zombie seems more appropriate to describe their behavior. These people all seem to be in their own little world. They're glued into their docking phones and only too all happy to slam their carts into my shin while checking their Twitter feed, Facebook alerts, etc. If I'm lucky, I'll get a mumble, which I can only assume was meant to be some sort of apology. To be honest, it's a minor miracle when they even acknowledge someone else existed. I'm also a cheapskate. I'm not a bargain hunter or any of the other euphemism people like to use, but I do know how to stretch a dollar to stay within my budget. Some people like to call me frugal, as if that term somehow makes it a compliment. Nope, I'm a docking cheapskate, and I admit it. Cooking at home and buying bulk is typically less expensive. As a result, when supplies are running low, I make the trek to the store for a bulk buy to restock. Fear of the virus caused a run to the stores a few days after I had restocked. I had plenty of everything. I was out checking my mail when I ran into one of my neighbors who was visibly upset. She always seems nice, so I didn't expect problems from her. I asked her what was wrong. She said that the stores are all out of toilet papers, low on food, and they're talking about closing the schools. She didn't have enough toilet papers or food for her husband and kids to be home all day for an extended period. I told her that I can spare a roll or two of toilet paper. Big mistake on my part. She began giving me a long grocery list and telling me what brands she likes for the toilet paper, cleaning wipes, orange juice, eggs, cereal, etc. I told her that I'm not a store. I don't have all that stuff, and I certainly wasn't going to give her a month's supply of goods for free. I was only offering a couple of rolls of toilet paper to give her time to find a store with some more in stock. She actually said, "But I have children. It's child abuse if you don't get it." For some reason, this lady didn't seem to grasp the concept that her kids are not my responsibility. I'm not their father. I'm not her husband. I'm not even a relative. I wasn't going to spend a fortune buying their groceries at a 1000% markup online if you could get them at all. I told her that she could take the 2 rolls or leave it. She stormed off. A few hours later, her husband knocked on the door. I should have pretended that no one was home. He said that he was there to pick up their grocery order. I got him the 2 rolls of toilet paper and he got mad and demanded the rest of their groceries. He even threatened to call the cops, accusing me of stealing their groceries order. I laughed so hard I started coughing, which caused a look of horror to appear on his face. No illness, just uncontrollable laughter at the insanity of the situation. The husband wasn't the bad guy. His wife had apparently made it sound like she had ordered groceries online and I had signed for them while she was out. He thought I was trying to keep their groceries for myself. I told him to feel free to call the cops, but pointed out that before he did so, he should get the receipt from his wife as proof of purchase. The cops won't do anything without proof. I watched as he angrily stomped off to ask her for it. A few minutes later, he came back over and looked very confused. He said his wife wasn't making sense and couldn't produce a receipt. He also couldn't find it in their email account. I explained the situation and he quickly became very apologetic. I told him that I chalked up her behavior to nerves. I'm not sure which he appreciated more, me letting them off hook easily or the toilet paper I gave them. Actually, I'm pretty sure he appreciated toilet paper even more. I know I would. Well, I guess it is a mistake to offer something for free nowadays. A lot of people would just demand for more. The second story is posted by u/Canadian Mama 2016. Woman wanted me to work for $1 an hour. The year after I graduated from college, I worked in England. The year after that, I came home and got down to real life. Although I had a job teaching, my student debt was stressing me out and I wanted to pay it faster. A friend in my field mentioned she edited on the side and told me that when all was said and done, she usually ended up making minimum wage or slightly under. Because she was meticulous about her work, so I didn't have super high expectations and I like to read, so I thought it might be fun. So I posted an ad. A woman wrote me soon after and asked if I could meet to discuss a project. She sent me a sample. I didn't think it was all that great, but hey, the subject wasn't really my interest, so I thought maybe I was being harsh. So we met at a cafe. She took her 2 kids, I'm guessing 8-ish and 10-ish, and handed me what she had written so far and asked what my cost would be to edit it. I skimmed the first page and the sentences were clear and made sense. I could only find 1 punctuation error and everything else seemed fine. I said, I don't think this would take too much time to edit. I only see 1 small error on the page, so if the rest is like this, it'll pretty straightforward. I told her that I could offer light editing for $1 a page. She was pleased with that and told me that once it was published, she would see it. I got a percentage of the profits. Since she didn't have a publisher and wasn't even in contact with one, I wasn't holding my breath on that part. So a few days later, she sends me the first 10 pages by email. I write her back and tell her that I wouldn't be home that evening or Friday, but I had a few hours on Saturday as well as being free almost all of Sunday, so I would send it to her on Sunday evening. She wrote me back, aghast and appalled that I would only spend a day and a half working on it before returning it to her. That I need to take my time and make sure everything flowed, make sure the stories were vibrant enough, and fix them if they weren't. I was dumbfounded. I told her I was planning to spend up to 10 hours working on it, though I didn't think it would take that long, and she was only paying me $10. I asked her if she really expected me to work for less than $1 an hour. She responded that I would eventually be getting royalties, so it was more than fair. Plus, I agreed to that price, so now I had to follow through. I emailed her back and said that I gave her a price for light editing, which to be meant spelling, punctuation, and grammar, not rewriting sections of the book. I told her that I was sorry if I used the wrong term, but that was what I meant. I told her that if she wanted more than that, we would have to discuss the price again. She flipped out in her next email, saying that she couldn't afford more, she had 2 kids to feed, that I didn't have any kids and had another job. So I should be able to do it for whatever she was willing to pay me. She kept hammering to point that I agreed to this price, so therefore I had to follow through. I wrote her back and told her that although I didn't have any children, I had an elderly relative I was taking care of. Not true, 20 is something me cared less about lying than 30 is something me, I guess. And as well as student debt. And I wasn't taking a second job for fun and spending money. I and my made-up relative were dependent on me making some money. She then wrote back saying that we were in the same situation, being responsible for other people financially, and that she was willing to forgive me for making a deal and backing out of it last minute. We had met a few days previously, so it's not like I screwed her out of a bunch of time. I was going to respond to that, but I decided to be a bigger person and let it go and wish her good luck with her book. 2 days later, I get another email with 40 pages confidentially agreement for the pages I had in my possession. I wrote her back that I didn't have a printer, but I would be happy to sign it if she wanted to meet at the same cafe. She said she didn't have one either and asked me to go Staples to print it and deliver to her. I declined and said if she would like to mail it to me, then she could send it with a self-address stamped envelope. I told her that if she wanted my address, let me know, but if she emailed me again asking for anything else, I would block her. Never heard from her again, never saw her book for sale either. As an aside, this soared me on the editing idea, so instead I took a second job for delivering pizzas for 6 hours a night, 4 nights a week. Did that for 7 months, paid my student debt off in full. Oh wow! I didn't realize delivering pizza would earn you that much! Congrats for paying off your student loan entirely! Next up, we have the third story shared by u/Kabia26. My mom offers to let the kids have their pool party at our house. Our pool, the only pool available, is not good enough for CB. I'm paraphrasing a chain of emails here. The necessary background information is that my family is a member of a small non-profit social club. Jill, my mom, has a pool in her backyard. Meg is the woman in charge of the organization's children group, which consists of about 20 kids aged 3 to 13. Karen is one of the moms, and she had 2 kids who are 4 and 6 years old. Meg's email to all the children's moms plus Jill. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe at home. I have good news. Although we will not be able to have our annual pool party at Town Aquatic Center due to the facility being closed for the season, we might still be able to have a pool party. Jill, last name, has graciously offered to let us use the pool in her backyard. This pool party is tentatively scheduled for late July, but is subject to change based on CDC recommendations. I'll keep you posted with more information. Karen's reply. Hi, Meg and Jill. Does Jill's pool have zero depth entry? My kids are scared of deep water. Jill. Hi, Karen. We don't have zero depth entry, but we do have stairs leading into the shallow side of the pool. The shallow half of the pool is about 3 feet or 1 meters deep. 6 years old will most likely be able to stand and walk around it, but 4 years old will probably need a life vest. Karen. Meg, Jill's pool really isn't going to work for us. It's not zero depth, so it'd probably be very scary for the younger kids. Could you please try to find another pool that has more options for the little ones? Meg. Karen, no one has a zero depth pool in their backyard, and the public pools are all closed for the season. I'm sorry you'd prefer an alternative, but there is no alternative. I think this party is going to be a lot of fun for the kids, even if it's not exactly what we had originally planned. Karen, wow, you really only care about the older kids, don't you? This is such a slap in the face to those of us who have little ones. Thanks for showing us your true colors, I guess. On a bright side, I guess Karen didn't even ask about professional lifeguards yet. Moving on to the fourth story shared by u/killboy.com. We run motorsports photography business, shooting mostly tourists from the roadside who visit a fairly well-known motorcycle and driving enthusiast road near where we live, Tail of the Dragon, on NC or TN border, USA. We've been doing this full-time for over 18 years with a team of several photographers who also shoot full-time or part-time for us. Our work has been featured in dozens of magazines. We have been on Discovery Channel, History Channel, Travel Channel, PBS, Weather Channel, etc. Point being, we're quite well established and could be charging pretty much whatever we want for our photos, and we still charge $5 per digital image, same as when I started back in 2001. It's tough work, sitting outside all day in the elements of bugs, shooting sometimes tens of thousands of photos a day. And a lot more complicated back end than most people realize to make it streamlined for the customers as possible. Most customers are very grateful for the service and the price, and rarely do we get anyone even trying to haggle over it, despite processing thousands of orders a year. But this one guy, about a year ago, took it to a level we just couldn't let it slide. He places an order for 6 digital images, then in the comments for the order, he writes, I'm going to purchase them, but you're damn ripoff. $5 per picture? You guys are buttholes. They aren't worth that crap. I just want high quality photos, just like they're without the words. When do I get the downloads? The words he's referring to is the watermark, Lamau, over the photos in the stores online. Now, my wife fills most orders, and she's pretty sensitive to criticism already, especially of our business. So, needless to say, she came to me very upset over this comment. We made the decision right then that we did not need this butthole business, so we sent the following response. Hi, X. Due to the offensive language and the comments left with the order, we are exercising our rights to refuse service. We have cancelled and refunded your order and removed all the photos of you from our store online and also deleted all of your photos from our storage racks. Have a wonderful day. Immediately after sending, it bounces back with a failure message. This user does not have an account at this domain. Shocker! He entered his email address incorrectly when he ordered. There was no other means of contacting him at this point, as no phone number was given on the order, so we chuckled at his stupidity and wait for him to figure it out. A few days pass and we get this train wreck. Subject: where's my docking downloads that I paid for? Message: where's my docking download, buttholes? I give you my credit card information and paid you over a week ago, and I still have no downloads, a-holes. I'm about to cancel my credit card payment. I did not get another email after I paid you, ducking con artist. So we reply to the now correct address: Mr. X, the language you have used repeatedly is unacceptable. We tried to contact you the day the order was placed, but it bounced due to an incorrect email address you entered to let you know that your order has been cancelled and refunded, your photos have been removed from our store online, and deleted from our storage racks. The money is probably already back in your account by now. We do not wish to do business with you. See the original email below. Previous email pasted. His reply: you buttholes, I did not want the order cancelled. I just think you're charging too much, but I still want my photos. Final reply from us to him: Mr. X, we're not blocking your email. You will be missed, said nobody. At which point we blocked him and never heard back, of course. And that, friends, is my story of the worst customers we have had in 18 years of business. Have a wonderful day, smiley face. TLDR, customer complains about photo prices, we cancelled and refund the order, delete his photos, he gets even madder because we didn't give him the photos. Oh man, the burn is too real, you will be missed, said nobody. The final story is shared by u/G William Driss. 6 years of friendship ended by CB behavior. I'm so sad, you guys. I really expected better from this CB. We've been friends for 7 years and we've been there for each other through a lot. I'm the godmother to his toddler, and if he's ever been in need, I've done what I can. Lately he's been distant, not really talking to me unless he's popping up to tell me his latest money woos and can I please do this or that for him or for the baby. It was annoying, but I tried to be patient because, hey, we're all struggling out here. The last straw came last week. He pops up with the biggest story: lost job, baby's mama's accident, shared the tax money, etc, etc. I offer food. He tells me someone else gave him food because he gave most of it away, all of it fresh produce, because he didn't want it. I offer diapers, baby food, etc for the baby. He says they need it, but he really needs cash. I tell him I don't have any, but that I will work with one of my swap groups to get the baby what she needs. Then he comes right out and says it. He doesn't want food, diapers, medicines, nothing. He wants cash, so he could buy drugs and pills. My heart freaking broke. I'm so disgusted. You deprive your child of fresh, healthy food during a pandemic when people are going broke just to buy bananas and milk. You're not putting gas in your truck to go and find another job, nothing. And you have the nerve to come to me, a person who just got out of the hospital for COVID, for the money to get high? Of course I told him no. He tries to hit me up being all buddy every couple of days, but I just ignore him. My parents used to pull this crap on me when I was a kid, and I'm so disgusted that someone I consider as a friend would stoop so low. Feels bad, man. For your information, CPS has been called, and they're sending an agent over tonight with the police. This has been a major emotional crap storm for me, but I know I did the right thing. Crying right now. But you guys were right. Better a little upset now than knowing that I could have saved her and didn't. Thanks, everyone. Well, it's definitely a tough call for sure, but I believe that OP did the right thing, because who knows what might happen to the innocent child with a father like that. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.